Welcome to the Positive Gene Podcast. My name is Sara Kavanaugh. This is a podcast empowering cancer previvors and survivors, like myself, over our hereditary cancer risk. I started this podcast because I had so many questions after receiving my genetic testing results and not only wanted, but needed to truly understand what it meant to have an inherited cancer mutation. We will discuss important topics from a patient perspective, like finding credible online resources, opportunities connecting with others for support, and building your medical team and resources, and so much more. Thank you for allowing me to use my God-given talent for talking, researching, and all things communications. We're all in this together, and I'm so thankful for your support. Let's dive in. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. If you've ever felt trapped in a conversation about a medical decision you've made, or if you've accidentally made someone feel that way, then today's episode is for you. We are diving deep into the world of hereditary cancer mutations, the difficult decisions they often come with, and how to support or be supported during these tough conversations. An important note, always remember I am not a medical professional. My experiences and insights stem from being a hereditary cancer previvor and advocate. Always consult with healthcare professionals regarding your healthcare decisions. Picture this. You find out you have a hereditary cancer mutation, like BRCA1. And after much consideration, research, and medical consultation, you decide on preventative surgery. It's a deeply personal, well-thought-out choice, but then you get comments like, "Are you sure? Isn't that extreme?" Or the baffling, "Why don't you just enjoy life while you're healthy?" Ivy, this is not her real name to protect her identity, but she's a 50-year-old BRCA1 mutation carrier, and she shared her experience in one of my support groups and has given me permission to share her story. Now, after deciding to undergo a double mastectomy, she started receiving unsolicited opinions from extended family members, from questioning the extremity of her choice to suggesting that she should, quote, wait until she actually gets sick, end quote. So I get it. Medical choices, especially ones as significant as a preventative or risk reduction surgery, can be hard for outsiders, those without a hereditary cancer risk. It's hard for them to understand. But remember, these decisions are not made lightly. In fact, as I shared on a prior episode, I faced my own experience with making the difficult decision to have a risk reduction surgery. With my Lynch variant, MSH6, and a family history with reproductive cancer, I had up to a 49% increased risk for endometrial cancer and up to a 13% risk for ovarian cancer. So I'm already somebody dealing with health anxiety for most of my life, but the thought of carrying the weight of what if seemed too difficult for me to bear. So I decided to proceed with a prophylactic hysterectomy and bilateral salpingo-oophorectomy, otherwise known as hysterectomy plus BSO. And this has given me peace of mind that I have significantly reduced my risk of getting a reproductive cancer in my lifetime. So it's crucial for friends and family to remember that while they may not fully grasp the intricacies of these decisions, their role is to offer unwavering support, listening actively, educating themselves, and prioritizing kindness and respect can make a world of difference for someone navigating such challenging decisions. So how do we navigate these conversations, both as a person making the decision and the well-meaning friend or family member? Today, we will discuss 5 specific ways friends and family can offer support. Much of this is backed by sentiments by Force and the American Cancer Society. The 5 key areas are understanding the why, listen more, speak less, educate yourself, kindness over curiosity, and respect is key. The first way you can offer support is understand the why. Before giving any opinion, it's essential to understand why someone might choose a preventative surgery. Hereditary cancer mutations can significantly increase the risk of developing certain cancers. And for some, like Ivy, there's also the trauma of watching a loved one suffer. So their why has emotional significance. Here's examples of ways you may need to show support. If there's a devastating family history, we'll recognize the emotional toll of watching a loved one suffer. So engaging genuine conversations to understand their fears and reasons better. If they need support through a prior cancer battle, realize that survivors may not want to face that battle again, so listen to their experiences. And then maybe support against the anxiety. Empathize with the anxiety of living with a potential ticking time bomb. Show patience and be a sounding board for their concerns. A supportive response might look like this. The weight of your family's health history must be so challenging. You're brave to consider all options for your health. So the second way that you can be supportive, listen more, speak less. This one's simple, but crucial. Sometimes someone sharing their decision isn't looking for advice. They just want to be heard. As a listener, your role might just be to say, I'm here for you. As Ivy shared, families' well-meaning comments often seeded doubt. It's essential to recognize the power of our words, especially when someone is already emotionally vulnerable. They've just been given the worst news and may simply need a sounding board. And if you're like me, you want to help someone with a solution. But no, this is a decision that they may just need time to process. In fact, my poor husband had to hear me thinking out loud for weeks as I contemplated my decision. Thankfully, after 13 years of marriage, he knows how to respond most of the time. But he gave me the assurance that whatever decision I was going to make was the right one. So what can you do when a friend or family member facing this risk wants to talk about their options? Listen actively and without judgment when they discuss their family health history or their genetic results. And if they're making a decision about surgery, offer emotional support, avoiding unsolicited advice. So a supportive response might look like this. I'm sorry you're facing this difficult decision. How can I help? Or, tell me more about it. I'm here to listen. The third way that you can support is educate yourself. If you are having trouble understanding why someone might opt for surgery, do some research. Organizations like FORCE and the American Cancer Society offer valuable insights into hereditary cancer mutations and the choices that come with them. The journey of hereditary mutations is intricate, from the initial discovery, the emotional weight, potential surgeries, and even the aftermath of these choices. So the choice between preventative surgery and constant surveillance is hard. Dr. Allison Kurian from Stanford University Medical Center states, people who inherit a BRCA1 or BRCA2 mutation have the options of MRI-based breast screening or prophylactic mastectomy to manage the cancer risks. Both are effective strategies. So understand that both paths come from thorough research and deep contemplation. So what can you do to help? First, you can learn about their genetic mutation. Use resources to understand the specific mutation and its implications. Understand the medical decisions. So if surgery is a consideration for them, do a bit of research on the surgery to understand what it might entail and give you ideas of how you can best support them. This will lead to more informed conversations and avoid misconceptions. So a supportive response might look like this. I looked up some information on your surgery to better understand what you're going through. How can we navigate this together? The fourth way that you can be supportive is kindness over curiosity. It's okay to have questions, but always ask yourself, is this coming from a place of genuine concern for their well-being, or is it just out of curiosity? In my case, I'd already had friends questioning why I'd even done the genetic testing in the first place. As I did mention, I have health anxiety, but then now I was considering surgery that would put me straight into menopause. So it was a lot to bear, and for the most part, my friends and family were very supportive. But having to defend yourself can be frustrating and overwhelming on top of your newly discovered genetic results. So how can you help ensure you're coming from a place of genuine concern? Avoid being overly opinionated. While everyone's entitled to an opinion, it's essential to gauge when it's appropriate to share, especially on personal matters. And then phrase comments positively. This is a time when they need your support, so constructive and positive feedback, it shows support and empathy. So a supportive response might look like this. Good for you for putting your health first. Or, that must be a very difficult decision to make. I'm here to support you. The last way to show support is respect. Medical decisions are deeply personal. Whether it's deciding to undergo surgery, its timing, or even coping with post-surgery recovery. Remember, the road each person walks is their own. You don't have to agree, but you do have to respect. To circle back to Ivy's story, it's clear that these decisions come after much thought, and such decisions might be affected by various factors like financial implications, the emotional effect on young children, or the need for caretakers post-surgery. For me, I was impacted by each of these factors. I was unable to work for several weeks, and this is difficult because I own my own marketing and communications business. And I also have 2 school-aged children, and seeing their mom go from active and always on the go to suddenly unable to carry my youngest and ride bikes together, it was difficult for them. So a little respect, understanding, and courtesy can indeed go a long way when we're faced with the potential impact of these decisions. So how can you be respectful of their choice? Support their choice, even if you disagree. Everyone's journey is personal, and what works for one might not work for another. We all cope, or even have the need to feel in control in different ways, so offer practical help. Sometimes actions speak louder than words. Offering to assist during their surgery or recovery can be a gesture of support. So a supportive response might look like this. Regardless of my personal beliefs, I respect your decision, and I am here to help in any way I can. So, to anyone out there, like Ivy, facing these difficult choices, know that you are brave. And as someone who's been there, please know that your decisions come from a place of strength, research, and a deep understanding of your own body. And to the friends and family, remember this. Everyone's journey is unique. Empathy, kindness, and respect go a long way in making these tough paths a bit easier to walk. We can't fully comprehend each person's journey, but we can make it a little less lonely with support and understanding. That's all for today, folks. Sending love and strength to everyone navigating these difficult conversations. Remember, we are all in this together. For more resources on this topic, please visit FORCE at facingourrisk.org or the American Cancer Society at cancer.org. Thank you for spending time with me on the Positive Gene podcast. Your support means everything. If you found value in today's episode, I would be so grateful if you could take a moment to rate and review the podcast. It truly makes a difference. For an in-depth look and links to resources discussed today, check out the accompanying blog on my website at sarakavanaugh.com. Until next time, stay empowered and remember, you are not alone on this journey.